Hi everyone, welcome to Mala's Verse. Welcome if you're new here, welcome if you have been here before. Thank you so much for joining me in today's reading. And today's reading is going to be a special one as it is a collaboration with Chaynika over at Himalayan Spirit Tarot. She is a beautiful reader. Her readings are truly very healing and very clarifying as well. She channels amazingly well, so do check her out. So the topic that we are going to do today is what is your life purpose and who are your spirit guides in this life. So Chaynika is going to look into what your life purpose is, and I'm going to look at who your spirit guides are. So we have 4 piles to choose from. The images will show up on your screen now. Take a few deep breaths and breathe out as you focus on these images, letting your awareness guide you to whichever pile you are drawn to. You are more than welcome to choose one or more piles, and I will see you in your reading. Hi guys, if you chose the first pile, this is your reading. So I'm going to read the channeled message for you first, and then we are going to go into the cards. So the general messages coming through for you, pile 1, you can take what resonates, and it can help you have more confirmation as to if this pile is for you or not. So the general messages coming through are hyperbola or graphs. Physics was coming through strongly, and graph machines. Protection magic, grass. Bells at a shrine or temple, bells ringing. Specifically the color or the bell that I was looking at or I was even getting reminded of Graham Bell. Maybe you may have some connection there, but definitely the emoji of the bell, the icon, not the bell icon, but the bell thing that we use in text, the golden colored bell, that's what that was what was coming through. Then we have ribbons, especially white silk ribbons or bows. Now moving into the main message, your spirit guides for this lifetime. So the first spirit guide to come through was Mahavishnu. So you may resonate with Mahavishnu a lot, even if it's not them. The Vishnu energy, which is that of preserving things, of creativity, of visual stimulation, of the word Maya also comes through, which is to create illusions or to move through illusions. And with Mahavishnu, the energy that I was receiving as to how or what they are specifically helping you with is grace and perseverance. A lot about grace, especially moving with grace, both physically and metaphorically in life. The second spirit guide coming through was Merlin. And specifically with Merlin, I was getting the energy of alchemy, a lot about innocence, purity. So I wonder if these two things are connected, but with Merlin, definitely alchemy was coming through. Beyond that, these two spirit guides, in maybe together or even separately, but they're definitely helping you a lot. Realize a lot about the power of innocence and purity, especially washing away pain with peace. And this could be the loss of some loved one as well, because it's coming through in the next message. So the third spirit guide coming through was a Japanese monk or a mystical arts teacher, who's quite an advanced soul. They appear in your life at pivotal moments, helping you to transmute dense energies of death and the suffering that comes along with it. A very big presence. What I was receiving was the presence is very silent. It's not very loud, but it's humongous and it feels quite intense. And they might communicate with energy more than they communicate with words. Clairsentience comes to mind. So specifically, any bodily feelings that you receive, especially through instances that you feel are a little spiritual in nature, it could indicate your connection with this spirit guide. I was also receiving that, especially during times of distress and when you went through your own death rebirth energies, when you were transmuting a lot, you're changing a lot, or you probably went through the grieving process of grieving someone who had passed on. And if you would receive, some goosebumps, a rush of cold wind, or some specific smell, even probably. Yeah, clairsentience is not about smell, but more so what you feel in your body. So you might feel someone touch on your body, etc. So this could represent your energy with this guide, or them giving you some confirmation or even comfort during these times of transformation, really big transformations. They have a staff as I was viewing them, and I was also what I was receiving was they were wearing an all white robe. They had a so they looked like Dumbledore in the vision where a part of Harry dies and Harry Potter, and he is in some place where he finds the Horcrux part also of Voldemort death. So how Dumbledore, I think, is wearing a white cloak or a robe, and he has this huge beard which is white. His hair is also white. Everything's white. So something like that. That's the vision I was getting, and I was also getting like deep golden embroidery on the cuffs and probably even on the boundaries or the ends of the entire robe. Another significant thing that was coming through for this guide was their eyes were closed, or their eyes were shut most of the time. And I feel like it doubles down on the fact that, they perceive energy, they move through energy, they receive, acknowledge, and take actions in forms of energy rather than vision or visual stuff. So maybe that is true for you as well, pile one, or how you receive from them rather. Maybe it's not through clairvoyance or through visions, but more so through feelings in the body. And that's again, and I feel like they are also representing or wanting to say that with the eyes shut, don't believe everything you might see with your physical eyes, and that's coming through stronger. Or also another thing that's coming through is you receive a lot of information more than you recognize with your eyes open. So take some time and shut your eyes and center yourself while one. And the last the last spirit guide coming through, so they didn't specifically feel like a deity, but their energy was very mercurial. And just to put an archetype on this energy, this is not the energy of this specific deity but an archetype, and that's coming the archetype that was coming through was that of green man. And I think they're again associated with Norse mythology, because I think here also as yeah, with the grass in the channel messages, what I was receiving was also the symbol of protection or protection runes in Norse mythology. Again, let me just pull it up, the image. I had seen it somewhere here. Yeah. So it's a rune symbol. If you look at this one here, so it looks like a Y, but with a single with the middle vertical line going up. And I remember we were taught to draw grass like that, because that's the image that I was receiving when I wrote down grass. Funny gesture. Anyway, so funny gesture. Yeah. So the aura of this being was totally green, and the green color that you see in banana leaves or plantains, and the ending of the entire aura, or if it's not the ending, I would just want to say that they had a purple halo all around their aura. And one thing they specifically help you with, which is a given, is energy protection. They protect your energy. The other strong thing that was coming through is that they initiate heart chakra healing through you for others, and their presence around you itself cracks open people's heart chakra. It is how their energy or their aura works with your aura in so thank god we are still recording. So it's how their energy works with your aura in communion, triggering heart chakra awakening for those around you. So those are the channel messages about your spirit guides for this lifetime. Now we are going to the cards that we have pulled out. Wow. Now we are going to look at the cards that we have pulled out for you. We have 3 cards here. The first one is Indra, king of the gods. So Indra also is associated with thunderbolt, the reference to Norse mythology again, with Thor, the thunder god, lightning god. Then we have Nandi, carrier of Shiva. And then we have Ardhanarishwar, the divine androgyne. So Indra and Nandi here are representing two energies, sorry, that your spirit guides are helping you with. And with lightning and being that carrier energy, I definitely feel like, first of all, the energy of someone initiating stuff. And with carrier, it's like you create a safe space for people to travel, or I wouldn't say just travel, but move on in life. And with Indra, what I was receiving was, so first of all, I'm going to read what's written here, and the meditation part here says, "Without his help, no one is ever victorious. When in the midst of battle, it is to him that one should appeal for help. He is a match for all in this universe, for he moves the immovable." That is Indra. And it's so interesting because he moves the immovable is written here, and unshakable is an adjective here used for Nandi. So the blessings that come with Indra are physical virility, wealth and success, heroism and leadership, security in times of aggression and war. And that's the most strong, wow. That's the strongest thing coming through for you, pile one, which is your spirit guides definitely help bring in security, peace, ease in times of aggression and war. And especially when we were talking about this Japanese monk like spirit guide who helps you transmute or move through denser energies, especially energies around death and whatever pain it brings along with it, or the chaos it brings along with it. Because even if it's death of a loved one, I mean, not just, I'm not saying even, but when it comes to the death of a loved one, that in itself creates a lot of chaos. But when that gets associated, with familial issues or the politics within family, that's a whole, domino effect. And I feel like you are someone who brings in, swooshes in, and brings in clarity because of who you are innately and your purpose, and how your spirit guides are associated with helping you with that purpose specifically. And Indra is reminding me of Knight of Swords energy here, pile one. So how I see Knight of Swords is cutting through the BS and bringing in clarity, being very focused on what requires to be done, and that brings in security. I think your security in yourself and bringing in clarity through times of chaos brings in chaos, they brings in security for those around you. So please ignore all the misspellings or needing a little here and there. Now with Nandi, what it says is, "I offer salutations to the humped white wool Nandi, whose neck is decorated with bells." White was coming through and bells were coming through, like I said. He is the carrier of the blue-throated Shiva, the embodiment of Dharma. Dharma is your duty, or what you're supposed to do, as unshakable as the Himalayas. Blessings: grace of Shiva and Parvati, ability to carry out one's duty, ability for ever increasing service, knowledge and understanding of one's duty. I do perceive that this pile has a lot of, like, the blessings itself are saying here, grace of Shiva and Parvati, because of which many of you are either very clear on, or you're certainly becoming clear on what your dharma is, what your soul's duty is in this lifetime. It's becoming abundantly clear to you, and you have the wherewithal to move through the chaos and create, or not just create, yeah, create the world that would be created by you performing your duties. And you're not shying away from it. You're standing very strong, you're standing very still as well. And by still, I mean you're not getting agitated, you're not moving here and there. Or I was getting the word hitherto, is, what does that mean? Yeah, what I'm receiving is that maybe until now you've been feeling quite stuck, but your spirit guides are telling you this lull moment is helping you understand the value of moving forward, even if things are not, even when things are not exciting specifically, and when they're not being carried out in the way you would want, because you are moving towards, or moving in a direction that is induced with the energy of what your soul's duty is. So it's influenced by that energy rather than, you doing things which may not be even dreams or desires or aspirations of yours, but aspirations of those around you, and you may have bought it. So that configuration is getting changed towards what's more truer to you, what's aligned with your soul's duty. So until now, if you were feeling a little haywire, or here and there, and not targeted in, or not feeling that your target was clear, now the pathway is being laid straight ahead for you. That's what I'm receiving. And that's what your guides are also helping you with. And I feel like specifically the specification of humped white bull, the white color, which I do associate with, yes, peace, but also a lot with clarity too. So that clarity is definitely coming through, and your spirit guides specifically come through to bring a lot of clarity for you. And Ardnarishwar with the divine androgyne is the card representing the message that needs to come through for you right now, or the message coming through from your spirit guides for you right now. And it says, yeah, it says, she dances to create the world while he dances to wind it all up. She is the mother of the universe. He is its only father. I bow down to Shiva and Shivani. Felicity in married life, raising the Kundalini energy, transcendental knowledge of universal oneness, ability to harmonize opposing viewpoints or forces. I perceive that whatever situation you are in right now, the most important thing that you're learning is conflict resolution, pile one, and also being an allowance of totally opposite viewpoints or opposite ways of being as well, and not making it significant to yourself first. And that is, that's the kind of lesson you are being taught right now. So don't feel that in any way, shape, or form, if you were leaning on one side of a decision or one side of the spectrum, this card is not just the card, but the message coming through very strongly from your spirit guides is that you have to walk the middle path, and you are being faced with tests or trials and tribulations right now, so that you figure out what your true path, what your divine path is, which is neither too feminine nor too masculine, but right in the middle. She is the mother of the universe. He is its only father. So it's like finding joy in the chaos of creation, and also recognize how to bring all of that into a safe space, or a space where it can thrive, rather than that chaotic energy just moving out and not finding a purpose or a direction on. So essentially, finding the joy in chaos and creation that comes through chaos, also simultaneously learning how to contain it, how to give it direction, so that it creates bigger things. It creates something that is, even beyond your control, but for the highest good of all. So you're moving in that direction, something that, it's what I'm receiving is that you may not be able to control all of it, while one, but the amount of control that you actually are learning right now by letting go is going to help you, just maybe even plant one seed of control, but that's all that requires, because it's an energy of its own. Whatever situation you are in right now, it is beyond you. It is not dependent just on your physical actions. So just planting one seed of control, which is probably learning how to submit to the situation, or surrender all of it to the creator, or to the universe, and letting it unfold in the way that it is supposed to, and simultaneously making it a point to create joy for yourself in any way, shape, or form that you can. So it's a quite a mixed message, especially the message coming through from your guides. And I feel like a softness and a very active, vibrant energy, a mix of both of these things are required for you right now. And especially with Ardnarishwar, I was definitely getting dance is going to help you a lot, pile one, at this point in time. Or just watching dance. Maybe you can watch, Tandava videos of Lord Shiva, which can probably inspire some creativity within you, or even help you transmute a lot of energies as well. So, yeah, pile one, that is all that I have for you. Thank you so much for joining. Do make sure to check out Himalayan Spirit Tarot's part of the reading, which is all about your life's purpose. Please check out her channel. She's an amazing reader. The channeling that she does is phenomenal, top notch. I really like her work. I hope you enjoy her work too, and do check out the other part of the reading. The link for that will be in the description box below. Thank you so much for joining, and I hope to see you in future readings. Bye bye. File 2, if you chose the second image, this is your reading. So I'm going to read your channel messages first and then go into your cards. So the first thing that came through for you, pile number 2, especially I'm going to talk about the general messages first. So the first thing coming through was a blue pen. Then what I was receiving was smoke or smoke energy in your aura. Cleansing is required. Densities in the lower chakras, which is the root, the sacral, and solar plexus. So the first, second, and third chakras, they are not grounded. Gray shoes were coming through, and Asian languages, especially Mandarin, Korean. You have you have begun to understand the light or a skill within you better than before. You know how to put it to use better than before. It was a little scattered earlier, but now you've got a grip to get, no, now you understand how to give the strength or skill or direction. This could very well be your own inspiration or enthusiasm that you are learning to give direction and have even consistency with. Now, moving on to the topic, which is your spirit guides in this lifetime. So, for you guys, I received 3 prominent spirit guides. The first one coming through, certain things that were coming through with this spirit guide was seashells, saxophone, or saxophone type of musical instruments, specifically a very goddess like energy, or to be honest, what I was receiving is a goddess associated with music. And in the Hindu belief system, this is often associated with Saraswati, goddess Saraswati. So maybe you resonate with her. And then what I was receiving was around the spirit guide. They may have wings, especially very furry white wings, very white, pure white wings. And they may have energy of the fae associated with them as well, specifically divine feminine energy coming through. They bring in synchronicity for your day-to-day events or how your day unfolds, the spirit guide. So one thing coming through strongly for this pile is that you guys have some sort of musical ability, specifically, even if you don't resonate with that, but definitely an association with rhythm, with beats, with the movement energy. This spirit guide helps you understand the highs and lows of life through the concept of rhythm, like ebbs and flows in water, right, or in the waves. This is essentially, this spirit guide is coming through or is there with you in this lifetime, because in your past lifetime you might have been very rigid or strict with yourself or had a lifestyle like that. And I was also getting the word stringent. They are guiding you to embrace movement through the wisdom of music. The second spirit guide coming through, the first word that came through was a blue whale. So maybe you associate with the energy of a blue whale, and not specifically the whale, but that energy of a blue whale, which is one of the biggest mammals. And then what I was getting was a strong association. This spirit guide has a strong association with the Caribbean mythology, and I had pulled out as looking at Caribbean mythology, and the strongest thing that came through was, I'm just going to read it out here. So this page is about mythologies and stuff, and the strongest thing coming through was so I'm going to read origins of Caribbean mythology within this website. Specifically, the Taino or Taino deities. Please correct me if I'm wrong. So they were the original inhabitants of the Caribbean, believed in a variety of deities, and the main deities that they believed in, um, especially in Taino or Taino mythology, is Yukahu or Yusahu, and Atabe or Atabe. I Please don't come at me with the pronunciations. Let me know what's the correct one for sure. And specifically, I was getting drawn to Atabe or Atabe because Atabe is the goddess of fertility and the mother of all gods and goddesses. And they were often depicted in art and stories as benevolent figures who looked after their people. So this is the energy I was getting. So the spelling of Atabe is Atabey, in case you want to look it up. So yeah, a water being to keep you grounded, and they are here to keep you grounded and connected to the planet. One thing strongly coming through was sea salt would be good for you to connect with the planet, be rooted. And we did have that general message coming through that you are not grounded, right? So I think this spirit guide specifically helps you to be grounded. They are especially here to help you raise your own confidence in self. Your confidence in self, especially when you feel like you're being too much, and essentially you feel like you're being too much, you're being too loud, or you are expressing too much, or maybe there is something about your sacral chakra and how you express your beauty, how you express your sensuality. And so when you fear that you are being too much, you water it down. So they help you raise your consciousness through the frequency of the higher heart chakra, the energy of pure, innocent, childlike love, especially here to assist you with inner child healing and connection with your inner child. So the mother energy makes sense. And the third spirit guide coming through for you, pile number 2, is a white light being. That's the word, that's literally the phrase I got. And specifically being formless, they have been with you in different lifetimes. They work with you on your psychic abilities, especially psychic knowing or claircognizance. They have a very strict slash disciplinarian vibe, intense energy, quite forceful, and they are quite diligently focused on your life, very sincerely focused on your life, probably the most actively present spirit guide that you have. And their energy felt like a big white cloud hovering over a large area, creating a shadow over a large area on the land. They seem to be one of your primary spirit guides, if not the primary spirit guide. They walk right beside you, and I was also getting a very strong sense of camaraderie, also in the sense that you guys have been friends in probably different, in other worlds, is specifically what I was getting, or maybe even in different lifetimes. Now I am going to read the cards that I have pulled out for you. So we have Surya, the sun god, Jagannath, Lord of the universe, and Bhumi, Mother Earth. So Surya and Jagannath are representing. No. Sorry, just Surya, the sun god here, is representing an extra thing that you're beyond the channel messages as to what your spirit guides are helping you with. So I'm going to read out what the meditation here says and also the blessings. Let us sing the glories of the sun god, whose beauty rivals that of the hibiscus flower. I bow to him, the greatly effulgent or effulgent, Effulgent, son of Kashyapa, who is the enemy of darkness and destroyer of all sins. So this thing was definitely coming through very strongly in your pile, especially when associating it with the Caribbean mythology linked spirit guide. Like there's a very warrior energy, and also transmuting or transmutation of darker energies. So very psychic pile, this one. And I do feel like you guys, your connection with your spirit guides is so deep, as well as it has been, I mean, like the wow I'm messing up the words. So the theme of the team and spirit that you have had. Pile number two is not just from this lifetime, they've been working with you over lifetimes. It's a very strong energy coming through, and especially very shamanic practices, because shamanic in nature, and shamanic practices are quite deep rooted in the Caribbean mythology, as I skimmed through, certain topics there. So certainly shadow work or energy, or transmuting shadows a lot into light. And now I'm suddenly remembering the image also for you guys. It's very bright yellow flower. I think they were yellow daisies. So well depicted with the Surya god coming through, the sun god, yellow color again, the color of brightness, who is the enemy of darkness and destroyer of all sins. So the blessings that come through from this god is honor, status, and fame, reunion with one's beloved. So now with one's beloved, of course, it does feel like, a romantic connection, but I'm also again getting, connection with the other world, which is the world where we have our passed on loved ones. So you do have that connection or mediumship energy as well coming through. Freedom from disease and ailments, general vitality, respect, and power. I do, and we have like 6 horses here. So what I am perceiving is that your spirit guides definitely help you move past or tame a lot of your inner beasts as well, especially the issues around or any energy around being hasty. And it's interesting because your energy was coming up. I mean, this energy was coming up of being in ebb and flow and not being restricted. So maybe you have that energy of being, very focused, like the horses have, when the horses have blinders on and they're just focused on one target. But that could also lead you to not look at different possibilities or be more flexible, which is what I feel your spirit guides certainly help you with a lot, which is to open up to more possibilities, open up to a lot more options. And these two cards are representing the guidance coming through from your spirit guides at this point in time. Lord of the universe, Jagannath, and Mother Earth. So Mother Earth, I don't even have to go deep into it, because the first thing that's coming through is certainly grounding. With Jagannath, what we have here is, O God of gods, O Lord of the universe, destroyer of the ills of those who have taken refuge in you. O lotus-eyed one, please save me from the ocean of material existence into which I have fallen. Wow. The blessings here are worldly power, devotion to Krishna, freedom from the cycle of birth and death, perfection of the arts in the service of God. Perfection of the arts in the service of God. So again, the psychic capacities or connecting with the other world or other realms. Probably you may hop from one dimension to another in your dream state as well. Some of you, I do perceive that you may have the capacity to quantum jump or practice quantum jumping or quantum leaping, and you might have created a lot of material wealth in accordance to that also. And so it's so interesting because because this card here also says, please save me from the ocean of material existence into which I have fallen. So wherever, because what your spirit guides help you with here, that's what I'm receiving. Wherever you get fixated on a certain target and you're not able to enjoy life in all its fullness, and you get consumed or in the rat race probably, or what people are achieving or not achieving in life around you, and then you alter your life according to that, having just that fixated lens. Your spirit guides help you move past that, and I certainly feel like that's the message coming through for you right now as well. Especially with this purple color, I do feel like your spirit guides are certainly asking you to tap into the prowess of your psychic capacities, perfection of the arts in the service of God. So this could mean both things, and what I'm receiving is maybe you guys are creative, and so through a creative outlet you will be able to move past this block. Other than that, I'm certainly mostly receiving doing rituals or being in a meditative state for longer times and moving through energy and transmuting energy to alchemize whatever block you are feeling right now, especially if it is around, being left behind or feeling that you don't have a grasp on your material wealth or your material life just in general. I feel like this transmutation is very important because your upper chakras and or the latter chakras might be quite active. So use that strength. Like I said, I think in your general messages also it was coming through that you've learned a specific way. No, you've learned how to move with or work with a specific skill of yours. So learn how to, tap into that potential and work around moving those blocks or energies, and simultaneously learn activities that will help you ground, like the sea salt thing did come up. And the other thing, oh sorry, the other card is Bhumi, Mother Earth. So I'm going to read what the meditation says here. Oh Bhumi, you are girdled by the oceans and the mountains are your breasts. O wife of Vishnu, I offer you my salutations. Forgive me for treading on you. So there is this mantra that, wow, it's so funny that I forgot about it because I recite it every morning, and it's essentially, greeting Mother Earth and asking for forgiveness as you tread on her. So maybe looking into that mantra would be helpful. Wow, okay, so that mantra is written here, but how I remember it, I think I remember one word in a different way, but I'm going to recite it for you. It says Samudra Mekhale Devi Parvata Stana Mandale Vishnu Patni Namostubhyam Padasparsham Shamaswame. So, O Bhumi, you are girdled by the oceans and the mountains are your breasts. O wife of Vishnu, I offer you my salutations. Forgive me for treading on you. The blessings that come with Bhumi are fertility of the land, expansion and growth, profusion of natural resources, protection of the natural environment. With Mother Earth, I think the energy coming through, especially with the protection of the natural environment, what I'm receiving is, of course, caring for the earth and its beings. But more than that, what I'm also receiving is caring for your physical vessel is coming through as a strong message here for you, pile number 2. You have to take care of your physical vessel if you haven't been, especially if you've been stuck with, what you are gaining in the material world or not. You have to maneuver that lens from outside to your body, towards yourself, and what is kind of for your body, what is relaxing for your body, what helps your body to feel expanded and not contracted. That's very important for you to recognize and to indulge in those activities, indulge in food that supports this energy of where you feel, you are growing, you're expanding. That's another message coming through. Something I don't feel like there's something around fertility of the land, but that expansion and growth energy. And it's so interesting that I got this specific pink color while I'll just show you guys while I was connecting with your energy and spirit guides. See, it's a bit similar here. This pink and this pink quite close to each other. So again, that higher heart chakra energy is coming through for you, pile 2. And I feel like, as tapping into that higher heart chakra energy, you can look into heart chakra meditations or higher heart chakra meditations, which probably are going to be around pink light or just pink light in general, and have compassion towards your body, towards your physical vessel, because that is going to help you have the growth that you've been wanting to see, to help you move out of this rut that you are stuck in. So pile number 2, that's all that I have for you. Thank you so much for joining, and definitely check out Chaynika's version of the reading where she goes deep into your life purpose. The link to that will be in the description box below. Thank you so much again. Do share your thoughts in the comment section below, and I hope to see you in future readings. Bye bye. Hi pile 3, if you chose the third image, this is your reading. So I'm going to first read your channel messages and then we'll go into your cards. So the general messages coming through for you were The first thing that came through was the Purple Hearts movie. I wonder if you watched it. I don't remember the actor's name, but he is also present in this movie with Anne Hathaway, which was, wow, I don't remember the name, but it's a recent movie and he got a lot of attention recently. And Purple Hearts is another movie he is a part of. So maybe some of you are watching that movie, or Purple Heart in general resonates with you. Purple Heart was also reminding me of the Korean boy band BTS. So some of you are BTS fans here. Then the word that was coming through was bhasmam, which is like ashes. So, especially ashes after burning an incense stick or sage, or especially after a ritual. So maybe some of you have done a ritual, or you know how to use the, you know, ashes after burning an incense stick and cleansing your space with it. And then we have here the word coming up is sacrifice. And this is like, I'm receiving sacrifice in the terms of compromise, because that's what we have written. I received here letting go of nourishing thoughts or compromise on your emotional health, and childhood memories might be coming to the surface right now. So these are general messages which may, um, resonate with you as your current energy, or things that you might have been dealing with, or may have a significant impact in your life. Now, moving to your main message, which is who are your spirit guides for this lifetime. The first thing that was coming through was an amethyst cluster and lavender flowers. So amethyst, just as a crystal, was coming through strongly, and purple is certainly very prominent in your energy pile 3. So the first spirit guide coming through for this lifetime was Archangel Raziel, keeper of divine secrets, to help this spirit guide here is to help you realize the power of intentions or intentional living, assisting a lot with your mental strengths. They help you come down to reality when you are led astray by dysfunctional needs created by those who are in your current surroundings. When you actively work on protecting your energy or field of energy, it is this spirit guide who works with you the closest, specifically protecting your psyche from lack mindset philosophies. The strong message coming through from this spirit guide was study about the flower of life. Now, the second spirit guide coming through for you, pile 3, is a warrior spirit. From a native or tribal community, they worship fire or sun. I was also receiving visuals of someone making tattoos with the earth or mud on their biceps or this part of the arm. And their location or geographically, I was getting connected to Asia, but towards the side of Malaysia, Thailand, and any or all islands around. So that's the kind of energy, that's the place that I was getting this energy from. And they definitely have a very fiery energy, a male spirit. I was also receiving the visual of a small flute in the shape of a bird or a bird's beak, and they were basically it was made from wood or chipping off of wood, or wood chippings, but definitely wood chippings are coming through as a word. But wooden flutes, they were really small and were used as whistles and in the shape of the beak of a bird. Mostly made of wood, but in creamish color specifically. So this spirit guide contributes to your physical fitness. Many a times the competitive spirit that comes through within you is because of your connection with this spirit guide in particular. They contribute or push like 11 horsepower energy through you, especially when you are running or lifting weights. Agility is what they contribute to you in this lifetime. And I perceive that if this is, associated with this lifetime and life purpose, maybe taking care of your physical body is, and we did have, in the general messages also, a compromise on nourishing thoughts and emotional health, which inevitably I have seen, at least in my personal experience, many a times, in my own experience and the experiences of others, when your emotional health is not on point, your physical health goes for a toss. So I do perceive for this pile, your physical well-being is also a major part of your life purpose. Well, it's a part of everyone's life purpose, but for you it probably is coming through particularly. So you may have strong sixth house placements and strong earth energies in your astrological chart as well. Pile 3, Virgo was coming through because of routine and also, health associated stuff. Now, they also are contributing to tenacity, to keep going forward when it gets tough, to remind you of your own leadership qualities. um, I was also receiving that they are probably an ancestor spirit. So, of course, take what resonates, leave the rest. And the cards that we have for you here, it's just so funny because we have Surya, the sun god, and the bottom deck energy is actually Agni, which is fire. So I did talk about this spirit, worshipping sun or fire gods, which is god of fire, Agni. And then we have Sri Radha, supreme goddess, and we have Yama, lord of death. So Surya here is representing what additional things your spirit guides in this lifetime are helping you with. And with Surya, I'm just going to read out what it says in the meditation here. Let us sing the glories of the sun god, whose beauty rivals that of the hibiscus flower. Again, that flower reference is coming through, so maybe it is important for you to look into what the flower of life means. Maybe some of you are interested in naturopathy or Bach flower remedies. I have not tried them. Bach is spelled as Bach. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. But those remedies, you might be drawn to it, or if you are drawn to it, you are probably being given the green signal to look more into it. I bow to him, the greatly effulgent son of Kashyapa, who's the enemy of darkness and destroyer of all sins. Blessings, honor, status, and fame, reunion with one's beloved, freedom from disease and ailments. What was I saying? Your physical health is very important. So again, that's coming through here for you, pile 3, which is to take care of your physical vessel. It is as important as breathe. I wouldn't say breathe. No, it is important as breathing, but it should be as much of a focus for you as probably if you are a person who's more oriented towards relationships. So how important for you it is to keep healthy relationships, or how important it is for you to have a successful career. Even this should have that much of an importance in your life, your physical health. And then we have general vitality, respect, and power. I do perceive that, specifically with the word respect, your spirit guides are helping you this warrior god or warrior spirit itself was wanting to tell you that they are here to help you recognize your own leadership qualities, because giving yourself respect, giving yourself the permission to be in power is what is going to help you be in power too. Not validation from others, or not just doing actions to create power. Yeah, that's a very important part, but to believe that you embody that energy as well, that is in there, that is running in your veins, through your nerves, through your entire system, within your body as well. And that's why probably your connection with your body is such a big thing for you, pile number 3. And that's what your spirit guys are definitely helping you with. So one thing that's coming through is doing sun salutations or Surya Namaskar, which is a part of yoga as well. Which is a part of yoga, is going to help you a lot. And it is a physical activity as well. So it's like connecting with your body in a very meditative way is going to help you. The other thing that was coming through was giving greetings to the sun. So here in Vedic astrology, or in general also, people here have this remedy with, I mean, like most astrologers or tarot readers do share remedies, and what they share, one of the remedies that they share is to give water to the sun right in the morning. After you wake up, you take a bath and you pour some water facing the sun, and that's, I think, before either 8 a.m. or 10 a.m. And of course, only if you're drawn to these remedies, only then apply these. But it's a good, it's a good remedy, but it is also coming through strongly that your connection with the sun is very important. The sun and the energy of the sun is very life force like and life giving. So inviting that energy into your life more and more is very important, and that's what your spirit guides are also helping you with in this lifetime. And it's interesting that I'm talking about life giving force, because we have Yama, Lord of Death, and we have Sri Radha, Supreme Goddess. So I'm going to read each of these cards one by one. These two cards are actually representing what additional guidance is coming through from your spirit guides. And Sri Radha says, O golden skinned Radha, Queen of Vrindavan, daughter of Vrishbhanu, and beloved of Krishna, I offer salutations to you. Blessings, blessings that come with Radha are faith in the power of love, ability to win the heart of one's beloved, increased devotion and attainment of divine love, liberation from the pains of thwarted love. And I feel like this thwarted love thing is the most prominent message coming through, because there's of course, Radha is associated with love. That's why there's a lot of talk about the beloved. But here also in the Sun card, it says reunion with one's beloved. So I feel like if there has been a disconnection with, a romantic partner or some deep connection with a friend also, it could be even someone you cherished as a mentor as well. And beyond that, this could be your love for some form of art or some sort of work which has probably seen the end of its time, and you've been in separation and you feel like it has you know you don't feel like, but it certainly ended with a lot of death. But what I'm receiving is that the message coming through is focusing on the energy of Radha is going to help you understand whatever positives were there in the relationship or in the connection, and receiving the entirety of the experience, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the great, through the energy of grace, receiving it entirely through grace, and moving that energy out of your system by feeling it, by going through it, rather than blocking it out. Because with Yama, the Lord of Death, but the meditation says, salutations to you, Yama, the Lord of Death, the Punisher who comes in the form of time. Salutations to the God of the law and the ultimate destroyer of all beings. The blessings that come with Yama: knowledge of the law, righteousness in action, overcoming the fear of death, steadfastness in the face of judgment. And that face of judgment is reminding me of the judgment card. And I think in your general messages too, it had come up that you might be facing, not facing, but remembering childhood memories, and steadfastness in the face of judgment. So the judgment card in the tarot is also about reflecting on your past actions. And I feel like there is a reflective period probably going on right now for you. So instead of feeling how much wrong someone has done to you, or how much wronged you feel, it's time to move on from it, because this is a cycle that has to end. Yama is here, the Punisher who comes in the form of time. So this entire cycle has seen its ending now. It's nearing its end now, and now it's time for you to embrace the Supreme Goddess Radha, the love that she embodies, faith in the power of love. Embrace the faith in the power of love. Wow. Yeah, that does make sense, right? Embrace the power of love and embrace the power of having faith towards a brighter future. The past does not have to repeat. You don't have to receive time and again from what the past was, especially in a negative way. And that's again reminding me of what was coming through in your general messages, which is, you are sacrificing your peace by not focusing towards positive thoughts, but focusing more towards thoughts that are not helping you. And especially these thoughts might be coming up from the past here with the Yama card too. So I would say the righteousness in, wow, yeah, in what I'm receiving is that just to prove to yourself or even to somebody else that you are strong. Stop going into ugly places in the past in your mind. Stop residing in the cesspool of what toxic past you have. You have to move above it. You have to move out of it now. You've been there for a really long time, pile 3. It's time to move beyond it and embrace love, embrace softness, embrace kindness. Know that you deserve love and pursue life like that. You deserve love, and the first love that you deserve is that of yourself, pile 3. And if you are receiving that love for yourself, what does life look like? How calm, how fun, how exciting is life for you? How do you want to charge ahead in life? You need to focus on those thoughts more rather than focusing on what toxicity was going on in your life in the past. That is done. The god of death, the god of, you know, the Lord of Death, the Punisher who comes in the form of time, is here to move that out of your life once and for all, overcoming the fear of death. So, anywhere you are stopping yourself from embracing the newness in your life because you fear what the future might hold, and that fear is coming more so from what happened in the past, you're sabotaging yourself. You're not giving yourself the permission to experience the gift that life can be. That's why, I feel like your spirit guides are talking about, practicing activities that enforce a life-giving force within you, which is, and like the remedies I talked about, sun salutations, or connecting with the sun, offering things to the sun god, because sun is a life-giving energy. So you need to focus on that and bring that more into your life, pile 3. So, pile 3, that is all that I have for you. Thank you so much for joining me in today's reading. I hope that this was helpful in some way, shape, or form. Do share your thoughts in the comment section below, and do not forget to check out Himalayan Spirit Tarot. Her part of the reading is what is your life purpose, and she's going to do a very deep dive. I'm sure she's a phenomenal reader. The link to the reading will be in the description box below. Do not forget to check that out. Thank you so much for joining, and I hope to see you in future readings. Bye bye. Hi, pile 4. If you chose the 4th miss, this is your reading. So I'm going to read the channeled general messages for you first, and then we will get into who your spirit guides are. So, in your general messages, rediscovering childhood joys, jumping through hoops to prove your caliber, big walls around your heart center, and and you are a person who loves quite unconditionally with all your heart. If a tree, the analogy or the quote that was coming through was, if a tree falls in the forest and nobody is around to listen to it, would anyone know that, a tree fell? The love you expressed was not seen by those who were blind to the blessing that you are, pile 4. You still have a vibrant energy, but just with more boundaries. Although with the walls around your heart, I do perceive that it is definitely up to you about letting people in or not, especially into your heart center, because you do know the best. Yet I do perceive that there is fear around those subjects, around being vulnerable, around expressing your love. As I said, as has come through in the channel messages through, that you expressed love that was not received by many people around you. So now moving on to your spirit guides, pile 4. I was about to say pile 3. So the word that came through was Olympus. So in Greek mythology, Olympus is the abode of gods because it is the highest mountain in Greece. And I don't specifically feel that this spirit guide is a god goddess, but more so like someone who was in the council of gods and goddesses, and more like an advisor than anything else. They have a very masculine energy, very forward thinking, very futuristic in their approach. They keep walking forward and they do not stop. That's a strong characteristic coming through. And they have very slow and graceful movements. This spirit guide specifically brings you clarity about what steps you could take next in your journey. And they might not give you a full picture or a bigger picture, but they certainly give you clarity about the next step, like baby steps, right? And this baby steps things and not, letting you see the entire bigger picture is in reference to what I was again, channeling there about their slow and graceful movements, so that you take the right step in that moment and eventually build from there and in a graceful manner. So I do perceive that this is a connection where they definitely are supporting you, but they want you to discover things on your own through your experience. Trust your gut, trust your guidance. Now, the second spirit guide coming through, one thing that was coming through was the movie Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, or that story, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Like the dwarf energy was coming through strongly. So this spirit guide has a very creative and fun element. They have a recreational, joyous energy, and this is not this deity that I'm about to talk about. It's just that the energy of the spirit guide is similar to this deity, and it's the younger or child version of Krishna. We do call him Bal Gopal here in India. And his characteristics were fun, mischievous, loving, extremely powerful, and still had a humility or a humbleness and a love for everything that is. Never let that he never let that power get into his head. So this guide has that kind of an energy, especially making troublesome times lighter and fun for you. I got reminded of the actor Robin Williams, and Dead Poets Society is one of my favorite movies. And another movie that was coming through, which is, it's a little, I mean, I find it funny, but it's also a little unexpected and a quirky, funny movie. The Bee movie, I don't know if you guys have watched it. I think it's a 2007 movie. So a very whimsical energy. And the last line coming through from this spirit guide was making lemons out of lemonade. So, that quirky, fun, whimsical energy again, making lemons out of lemonades. So, well, I had written lol, so. And the third spirit guide coming through for you, pile 4, was very clearly Goddess Durga. So if you connect with Goddess Durga, or this could be another, if you don't believe in your connection with such a deity, there's definitely an energy like that of hers, of a spirit, of someone in your spirit team. And of course, this is someone in your spirit team who is prominently there for this lifetime. So Goddess Durga is a warrior goddess, and this most important thing coming through was, or not most important I would say, but a very significant thing coming through was higher degree of spiritual capacities, especially to look beyond illusions. So Durga is a warrior goddess and slayer of the demon Mahishasura. So the other thing, okay, so Durga has 9 forms as well, and I was getting drawn to the 6th form, which is Katyayini, and she is said to have the light of 1,000 suns, and she's also, I think, considered as the sister of the sun god. And the main thing that she does for you guys is she certainly protects you guys fiercely, wards off darker entities from around you, also helps in pursuing with wisdom, like digging deeper in subjects that you are interested in It is great for you to connect with her when you fiercely want to pursue certain goals, especially around your profession. She wants you to believe, rather know, that every target you want to achieve is very much achievable for you. Now we are going to look into your cards pile 4. We have, it's just interesting, we have this card show, and I did not even think about this deity. We have Vamana, the dwarf avatar. So, the dwarf energy, the childlike, I mean, I'm associating childlike energy with dwarf, and of course, please, I do not mean any offense against, the community associated with dwarfism. This is just the energy I'm feeling. It's like innocent, childlike, playful energy. So we have Vamana, the dwarf avatar, Hanuman, the monkey god, and we have Kalki, destroyer of the Iron Age. So Vamana, the dwarf avatar, actually is representing what your spirit guides help you with. So I'm going to read what it says here in the meditation. May the God who took 3 steps ever bring you opulence. After taking 1 step, he was still small. With his next, he grew larger, and then he revealed his infinite form with his 3rd and final step, expanding just like good deeds in the company of the pious. Wow. And the blessings are receiving charity, resisting cheats and tricksters, being charitable in the spirit, right spirit, ability to use trickery for a good cause. Now, the first spirit guide coming through, was it the first? No, the second one. When I was talking about the spirit guide who resembles the energy of child version of Krishna, I was again, getting that trigger. Mischievous was another characteristic I did mention there. So, being this interesting thing that I learned, maybe it may make sense to you as well. And this was in access consciousness. What I learned was, or got aware about, was so if you are someone who is always, for example, you like honesty and you are a person who's very honest, so you can't bear the sight of liars or someone who deceives you. So, and you are a person who wouldn't lie at all, right? So, or you won't manipulate energy at all. So what happens is, when we shut ourselves off to the energy or the frequency of what a lie could be, by always having resistance towards it, we will not become aware of when that's happening to us. And that's why many people who are so honest are often falling victims to lies and cheating behavior. So that's what, even here in the blessings, those two characteristics around trickery are coming up: resisting cheats and tricksters, and the ability to use trickery for a good cause. So that's what, the more in, I am not saying you go ahead and lie, or you are supporting liars, or etc., or like you have to support liars, etc., but more so being in allowance. It's like being in allowance of the fact that, a lion is going to eat a deer. It's part of the food chain, so you can't stop it. And most of all, like mostly in those cases, we do not have a lot of resistance. But someone who has a lot of connection with animals, or nature in general, you might feel that, oh, the poor deer, but the deer is, by nature designated as a food or a part of the food chain, and it is to be consumed by the lion. So we have to be in allowance of those natural things, and not just natural things, but the fact that everything, I'm not justifying anything, but it's more so like everything has a place and it is serving some purpose. So instead of resisting it too much, being in allowance of it, so when you're in allowance of it, you would know what steps to take. So the more that deer also becomes aware of, where to move, what to do, they are able to, zoom past a lion as well. So it's may not be the case always, but what I'm trying to say is that there might be a lot of things happening around you, or things that you are totally against, which is okay. But having allowance, and by allowance, I am just meaning to say that that this exists, and you are you know that at this point in time maybe, or exerting an external force is not going to change it, rather being an allowance. So okay, this exists, and what does that frequency feel like or look like in my reality, so that when I detect that frequency, I'm able to use it for, a good cause or a greater cause. So that is the energy I'm trying to say. So I mean, trying to relay here, and I hope you are able to understand this or find some value in it, essentially, which is use trickery for a greater cause, for a good cause. Maybe sometimes, um, not sometimes, but the phenomena of white lies, and especially white lies where it is helpful for the other person. Maybe someone is not willing to receive what they need to hear at that point in time. So, being an allowance of that and letting them be in their energy, and eventually when you do perceive, after asking the question, are they willing to receive, and you feel the energy is lighter, or that situation is such that they will be able to receive, that's when you go and relay it, rather than beating yourself up for knowing, and also maybe force feeding the information to the person, and when they react, violently or angrily, you get upset because you're just trying to help. But that's the point, is this person in the vicinity of the vibration to receive that answer or not? And I know I've mixed two three things here, but what I'm trying to say is that it's like being an allowance. It's not like, it is actually being an allowance of your shadow or the shadow aspects of the world, so that you know when these shadow aspects come up, what to do with them and how to make better use of it, rather than being at the effect of these things. So I feel like maybe this was the message that had to come through with this card, because with the dwarf avatar, what I'm receiving is, anywhere you're feeling small or incapable, you need to get out of that mindset, because you have a lot of power, pile 4, especially the way they have described it in the meditation here. May the god who took 3 steps ever bring you opulence. After taking 1 step, he was still small. With his next, he grew larger, and then he revealed his infinite form with his third and final step, expanding just like good deeds in the company of the pious. So, again, this example of resistance against people who have a lot of money. But what if you shift that resistance into allowance? Fine, this is another way of using money. Maybe it's not a way that aligns with you, but the more you also receive money, the more you receive opulence. What if you buy acres of lands, and you give a place that is, too much. Wow, yeah, I'm mixing up the words. Essentially, you buy acres of lands, whatever. But it may, wow, but it can be a habitable place for a lot of wildlife, be it even in, small insects or different variety of insects or whatnot, and trees, right? You don't have to construct anything there. So that's another way to use money. Money is just a tool. It's not the evil thing that many of us may make it out to be, right? So now, so I do perceive that your spirit guides and your higher self, especially the spirit guides associated with specifically this lifetime's purpose, are helping you recognize the value of baby steps, as was coming through for the first spirit guide that came through for you, pile 4, and also recognizing that just because you feel like your power is not loud or big in nature, or your strength is not loud or big in nature, it will not make an impact. That's a false narrative that you have to let go of, pile 4. And the next 2 cards are advice coming through from your higher self and spirit guides. So I feel like for this pile, your higher self is coming through a lot. We have Hanuman and Kalki. I'm going to read what the meditation says. I bow down in homage to Hanuman, the general of the army of apes and Sri Rama's messenger, who travels with the speed of the mind and with the force of the wind, for he is the son of the wind god. He has conquered his senses and is the wisest of the wise. The blessings that come through from Hanuman are capacity to persevere, physical strength, fighting ability, superhuman power to accomplish acts of service, ability to increase one's attitude of love in performing selfless service. And Kalki, destroyer of the Iron Age. O Vishnu, in the form of Kalki, please rise up like the morning sun and pierce the darkness that has been brought on the world by the faithless and impure in this age of Kali. I think Kali is the pronunciation. Um, and blessings that are coming through with this card are strength in adversity, overcoming arguments, determination in combating evil, escaping the negative influence of the age of Kali, which is the Kali Yuga, which is what we are in right now. And I do perceive with both of these cards coming through, determination in combating evil, and Hanuman is the capacity to persevere. This is drawing me back to the third spirit guide coming through for you, pile number 4, which is Durga, goddess Durga, who is a fierce warrior goddess, and about persevering towards your goal, not giving up, not backing down, come what may. With Hanumana and Kalki, I do perceive that, especially with Hanuman, I do perceive that, working on your physical vessel or increasing your stamina in any way, shape, or form, whatever you feel fits your journey and is to your liking. Indulging in those activities more is going to help you embody this entire strength that you have. And even with, Vamana too, I do perceive that the more you embody the strength of your soul within your body, because if you remember in the first, no, with Ma Durga itself, what was coming through was high degree of spiritual capabilities. So for you to access them and to work with those capabilities alongside your spirit guides and to make use of it, you have to increase the stamina and endurance within your physical vessel, is what I'm receiving. And connecting with Lord Hanuman is the best remedy or the best solution around this, I would say, or the best suggestion coming through directly from your spirit guides, because he is again a warrior god, but he is also very disciplined. And I would say what was coming through in your general messages, he has that kind of soft, fun energy and a lot of love, a deep love and a deep sense of devotion, especially towards Lord Rama. And I'll show you something very interesting. We have this deck here, and the bottom deck energy is Sita Devi, the wife of Lord Rama, and the card that is here is Sri Rama. Like how synchronous basically, and how does it get even better than this? And Lord Rama is the king of dharma, and as it is written here, but he always represents duty. So Lord Hanuman is a mischievous Lord God again. He is funny. He actually, there is a story about, he thought that there was a very bright yellow mango on a tree, and it turned out to be the sun, and he was almost going to eat up the sun. So that was a fun story too. I really liked it. But eventually what made him come into a state where he conquered all his senses, essentially, the way it's written here, and discipline, I don't remember. But what I do remember is he has a deep seated devotion for Lord Rama. In fact, I think it's Lord Hanuman itself who says that if you don't even remember me, just chanting the name of Sri Rama will invoke his energy around you. And here, at least according to Hindu beliefs, Lord Hanuman is also considered as a strong, fierce protector, especially against evil. So a lot of protection against evil and protection against the negative influence of the age of Kali, which is interesting. So I do perceive that your spirit guides are certainly telling you that upping your protection game and clearing your energy field time and again is very important for this pile, so that you become clearer about your next step, about what to do next, and don't give into the fear that you've been left behind with Kalki here, because destroyer of the Iron Age, and it's reminding me of I don't know if the Iron Age is associated with the Industrial Age, but do correct me if I'm wrong. But what I am interpreting this as is it's the Industrial Age which brought in capitalism to the extent that everyone had to work to their bone to create some sort of safety or wealth for themselves. And I do perceive that your spirit guides are here to tell you that you have to protect yourself from this mindset and clear this energy from your own energy field, because you have, like I mentioned, the access to higher degree of spiritual capabilities, which you can only tap into the more you get, let the density from your own body be released. And this can happen the more you are active with your body and have an active connection with your body, pile 4. And that's going to clear the pathway or make you understand, what step you need to take so that you can tap into this prowess, tap into the truth of who you are, and move through life with much more ease. So, pile 4, that's all that I have for you. Thank you so much for joining. I hope that this was helpful in some way, shape, or form. Do share your thoughts in the comment section below. Do not forget to check out the life purpose part of the reading, which will be done by Chaynika over at Himalayan Spirit Tarot. She's a phenomenal reader, so don't forget to check that out. The link will be in the description box below. Yep. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you in future readings. Bye bye.